Hey there, YouTube yogis. Namaste. Thanks so much for tuning in to Tina Dhyana Yoga. This series is a journey through the chakras. So for those of you that don't know, chakras are these spinning wheels of energy that rise all the way from the tailbone up the crown of the head and beyond. And we have 7 of them that run along the spiritual spine, or Sushumna Nadi. So we'll start with the very first one, our base, the root chakra, Muladhara. So Muladhara chakra is all about our roots and where we've come from. And for all of us, that place where we've come is the earth. So we're going to get started right on the ground. So come to lay down on your back. And then take a moment there with your feet mat's width. Let your knees come into kiss, and then cactus your arms. Right, so the element of the first chakra is the earth. So while you lay here and begin to settle, catch peace fingers with both hands. So make a peace sign. And then glue the index and the middle finger to touch. So you're making Pran Mudra there. And Pran Mudra is a really powerful hand gesture for anchoring our bodies to the earth. So just drop into your breath here and really allow the backside of the body there to melt down into the womb of the earth, the center of the earth. Some key words for the first chakra are stability, groundedness, steadiness, protection, and safety. It's really all about being able to take care of ourselves, taking care of our basic needs, and also being able to take care of our tribe. The color is red, and within the physical body it runs from the base of the tailbone all the way down the legs, through the soles of the feet, and a little ways into the earth from there. So right here, as you breathe in, imagine that you're sucking energy up from the earth through the soles of the feet. Let it be like red lava. And let it climb all the way up the legs to the base of the tailbone. Visualize that red lava-like energy swirling and spiraling at the base of the tailbone. And then on the breath out, reverse the direction of the energy. So from the tailbone, down the legs, out the soles of the feet, back into the core of the earth. So you're breathing in, gathering the energy up from the depths of the earth, through the feet, up the legs, swirling at the base of the tailbone. And then breathing out, that energy flows down the legs, out through the feet, back into the earth. And keep that going. Seeing if you can begin to slow down the breath a little bit, soothe the nervous system. Wherever you're at, take 2 more full cycles of breath. Next breath in, breathe it through the nose, fill the lungs. And then open your mouth, pour the breath out. Let's take that 2 more times. Deep breath in. Breathe out the mouth, allow the back of the chest, back of the heart there to settle. 1 more, breathe in. Breathe out. And then gently toe healing the feet in, hips width. Keep your left foot on the ground, left knee bent, and then gather your right thigh in towards your chest. Interlacing the hands at your right shin. Plug the shoulders down as much as you can. So you want to stay pretty wide across the collarbones, and then begin to make some circles here with your right ankle. And then circles in the opposite direction. This is going to be a lot of legs and feet today for the most part. Our root system, our foundation. Right? The feet and the legs that we stand on. Keep drawing the left knee back into center over the left ankle. And then bring your left palm on top of your left thigh, so almost close to the root of that thigh there, near the hip crease. And then catch your Pran fingers with your right hand. So again, peace sign closed in there with the index and the middle finger. And then wrap your Pran fingers between your big toe and your second toe. And then take a moment to press the big toe into the peace fingers and the peace fingers back into the big toe. And then begin to draw the right foot up towards the ceiling. And then begin to draw the right knee out and down. So it's like a half happy baby, but a little bit more supported here with the left foot on the ground. So you want to try to get the right knee and right ankle in the same line. And then you're gently pulling that right knee out and down. And then begin to straighten the right leg as much as you can, reaching sole of the right foot, right heel directly up towards the sky, so it's more like a reclined Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana A. And then rebend the right knee again out to the right and down. And then re-lengthen the leg. And then just play with that slow dynamic movement. Being sure to gather the chin in towards your chest, long through the back of the neck, heavy through the tail. Keep breathing, nice rhythmic inhales and exhales, grounding. And then next time your right leg straight up, keep it there for a moment. See if you can even out the shoulders, so really draw that right shoulder back a tad. It's okay if your right knee's a little bent, a lot of bent, right? Or finding a little bit more length. Just be with wherever you're at with it. And then rebend your right knee, stamp the right foot back into the ground, hug your left thigh in towards your chest. And let the shoulder blades kiss on the earth, and then begin to roll out your left ankle in one direction. And then the other. Invite some softness through the face. And then right hand on the base of the right thigh there. Catch your Pran fingers with your left hand, wrap them around your left big toe. Then before you go anywhere, right, press the big toe into the Pran fingers back into the big toe, and then begin to lift the sole of the left foot up towards the ceiling, and then begin to pull down a little bit on your big toe there to encourage the left knee out and down. Half happy baby. And then begin to lengthen that left leg straight up as far as you can, and then rebend into that half happy baby, and then lengthen, and then rebend. So getting into hamstrings a little bit. Watch the tendency for the right knee to splay out, right? It's doing it for me right now. So remind yourself to bring the right knee into center. Take a couple more right here. Take your time. And then next time the left leg is long, keep it there for a moment. See if you can really reach through the heels, soften the back of the left shoulder down, lengthen the spine. And then gently rebend the left knee, drop the sole of the left foot to the ground. Hug both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. And then begin to rock and roll a bit, forward and back along the spine there. Keep your hands on your shins. And then eventually you'll gain enough momentum to come up to seated. You might need your hands to help you. And then you might scooch back a little bit on your mat and widen your legs out into a V. So it's like a Upavishtakonasana shape here with the legs. And then right away get really active through the legs. So press your thighs down, reach through your heels, reach through the balls of the feet, and then flare your toes alive. So we're going to do a little exercise right here to stimulate the pelvic floor and to awaken our root lock, Muladhara. So you're going to reach your arms by your ears as you breathe in. As you breathe out, take a little twist to the right. So you're angling your torso over your right leg. Tense your fingertips to the ground and just take a little bow here, but still stay solid and anchored through that left sit bone and left leg. And then inhale to come back up to center, little micro twist to the left, and then tent the fingertips over the left leg. Take a little bow. Keep this flowing and going here for a little bit. Remind yourself to stay active through the legs, reaching through the heels. Moving with the rhythm of the breath. One more round just like this before we add on. Okay, inhale, take it to the right. This time plant the palms wide, sort of framing your right thigh there. Lean forward as you breathe out. Squeeze and lift the sit bones. Press your finger pads into the earth, and you might even lift your seat up off the ground there. Muladhara. And then drop it back down. Inhale, arms by the ears, twist left. Palms wide to frame your left thigh. Lean forward, press into the finger pads. Squeeze and lift the pelvic floor. And then drop it. Inhale to the right. Exhale, find Mula Bandha. Strong arms. Inhale, twist left. Exhale, lift yourself up. 2 more rounds here. Twisting right. And to the left. To the right. This time see if you can lift your seat. You might even lift your right heel. Ay, ay, ay. Inhale to the left. Exhale. You might lift your left heel. And just because it's so fun, let's take it 1 more round. To the right. Exhale, lift your seat, lift your right heel. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Lift your seat, lift your left heel. And then inhale here. Straight through center. Exhale. So you can tense your finger pads. You don't have to worry about going so deep. Just allow a long spine, keeping the thighs a little bit more externally rotated. The tendency is to internally rotate through the legs. And gently walk your fingers back in space. Cross the ankles, palms wide here. Step back into downward facing dog. So right away, you're plugging the finger pads into the ground so that your palms are wide, your index fingers are facing directly forward, so the palms are ever so slightly turned out. And then you want to find a little lift through the heel of the hand there, so near where the wrist is. And then drop your ears in line with your arms. See if you can encourage your heels towards the ground. Gather up through the belly and the low ribs. Inhale to lift the heels, float the shoulders forward over the wrists, plank pose. Lift the quads. And then knees wide to the ground, sit back towards your heels, child's pose for a moment. And give yourself some room. Give yourself a moment to remember that you are a child of the earth. And allow yourself to melt. Lift your head, inhale, come forward into all fours. Exhale, tuck the toes, draw your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale to lift your right leg up right here, so it's a three-legged dog. See if you can lift the right leg up even more and drop the left heel down towards the ground, but keeping your hips neutral. Then on your next breath out, swing your right foot outside your right hand, plant it there into a little lizard pose. Drop your back knee, point your back toes, and then take a moment here to tense your fingertips, both of them inside the right foot, and just establish yourself in this shape. Getting acquainted. And then gently bring your right hand on top of your right thigh. And then press into the right thigh to lift the left arm straight up alongside left ear. So it's a one-armed Anjaneyasana. And then for a moment here, reach your left arm forward. Catch your Pran Mudra there with your left hand. And then use the left arm here to get your foundation. So a little reach through the Pran fingers of the left hand there encourages the left hip forward in space. Activate Muladhara, so there's a little lift up out of it. Get the pinky toe side of that left foot anchored. And then reach your left arm up by left ear, and then allow the right arm to meet it, so Pran Mudra with both hands. Take a deep breath in here. So you breathe out, cactus the arms, open the chest, and then inhale, lengthen the arms back up. Exhale, free both of the fingertips inside your right foot. Inhale here, look up. Exhale, lengthen the right leg, rock it back, dig the right heel into the ground as you lift the right toes up towards the ceiling. And then inhale, back to that little lunge shape. Peel the shoulders back, look up. Exhale, rock it back. Ardha Hanuman. One more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring it forward. Plant the palms, and then exhale, see if you can lift the right foot and drop your right knee back directly into child's pose. Settle there. Earth child, you. And then inhale to come forward, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find your points of contact in the earth. Then inhale to lift your left leg up. And see if you can even lift your left leg a little bit higher, but keeping the pinky toe side of the foot angling down towards the earth. Then the right heel might soften down. Taking a deep breath in as you breathe out, swing the left foot outside the left hand, plant it there. Drop your back knee, point your back toes, tense your fingertips, and take a moment to establish yourself. There's a moment there to allow that right hip flexor to begin to open up. And then bring your left hand on top of your left thigh. Engage Mula Bandha right away. This will help you, right? On the lift up. Right arm by right ear. Catch Pran Mudra with your right hand. Reach your right arm forward. And then use the reaching of those Pran fingers forward to encourage that right hip point to wrap forward as well. And then right arm reaches back up. Left arm reaches alongside left ear. Pran Mudra with both hands. Take a big breath in. Breathe out, cactus the arms, open wide across the chest, shoulder blades kiss. Inhale, lengthen the arms back up. Exhale, fingertips inside the left foot. Inhale here, let the right hip dip down, look up. Exhale, lengthen the left leg, dig the left heel into the ground, Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, rebend, plant the left foot, look up. Exhale, rock it back. One more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale to bring it forward. Plant the palms. Exhale, left knee back, child's pose. This time on the inhale, look forward. Stay close to the ground as you slither your heart forward between your thumbs. Point your toes, lift your thighs, draw the elbows in, and then inhale to lift the head and the chest. Baby cobra. Exhale, soften your forehead back down to the earth. Literally let it touch down for a minute. And then inhale up, baby cobra. Plant the belly. Use your back muscles. And then exhale, come back down. One more inhale, baby cobra, maybe a little bit more of a fuller cobra, pressing down through the finger pads, lifting the heart even more, but keeping the elbows tucked in by the sides. And then tuck the toes, travel over the knees, downward facing dog. Take 3 cycles of breath right here. Ground. And then bring your big toes to touch. Know that you can walk your feet forward outside your hands. If you'd like to try to play with hopping them there, you'll breathe in to lift your heels. Exhale, bend and widen the knees. Get really low. So it's like a hovering child's pose. So your sit bones are moving back towards your heels, but your shins and your knees are lifted off the ground. You're looking forward. Bottom of a breath out, you can play with springing your feet forward outside your hands. Take a moment here in a Malasana squat, so bringing the elbows to the inner thighs, a prayer to your heart. Find Mula Bandha, that little squeezing and lifting of the sit bones. Find the length running up through the spine. See if you can find a lightness of the toes, making sure they're not gripping. Now we're going to try rising up right from here. So breathing in, rising up, circle the arms up, palms press above you. As you breathe out, gather a prayer to your heart, and then turn your toes forward, arms by your sides, Tadasana pose. Mountain. Stand tall. From here, take a peek down, bring your feet a little bit closer in, more like hips width. Hands on your hips. And then begin to bend the knees. You're going to keep your right foot forward and you're going to softly step the left foot back and wide. So making sure that the left foot is turned in about 45 degrees for Warrior One. And then take a moment, right hand on top of right thigh. Left arm reaches up by left ear, catch Pran Mudra. Again, reach your Pran Mudra straight forward, encouraging that left hip point forward, but firming up the left thigh. And then reach it back up again. Reach your right arm up. Take a deep breath in here as you breathe out. Cactus the arms. Inhale here to reach up. And then exhale, open up into warrior two. So you might need to do a little bit of shifting here through the feet. And in fact, you definitely will. Right, warrior one's a wider stance. Warrior two is a little bit narrower. So think a heel to arch placement with the feet. Long through the arms, the torso is opening up towards the left side of whatever space you're working in. Gather the left shoulder over the left hip. And then begin to draw your right knee forward and out. And then just cartwheel the palms down. Step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale to float it forward, plank pose. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale to slither yourself forward. Catch a baby cobra or an adult cobra. And then exhale, travel over the knees. Downward facing dog. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend and widen the knees. Look forward, and then get ready to pounce the feet outside the hands. Malasana. Widen the knees. Use the elbows and the inner thighs to help you. Get a nice little stretch there. And then inhale to rise up. Circle the arms. Catch a prayer overhead. Exhale, prayer to your heart. Toes turn in, arms by your sides. Now bring your hands on your hips. Take a peek down at the feet. You might bring them in a little closer. Begin to bend the knees, reaching your seat back. So nice soft knees. And then it'll be your right foot that steps back and wide. Right toes turned forward 45 degrees. Left knee over left ankle. Right arm alongside right ear. Catch Pran Mudra. Reach your mudra straight ahead. Use that to bring the right hip point forward. Sink a little bit deeper, perhaps through the left shin, and then bring your right arm back up. Left arm up. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, cactus the arms. Look up. Inhale, lengthen the arms again, and then exhale, warrior two, adjusting the feet. A little bit longer. Little narrower. Back toes still turned forward a little bit to protect that back knee, And then reach back a little bit more through the right hand. And see if you can sink a little bit deeper into your legs. Take one more cycle of breath right here. Gazing towards the front hand. And then cartwheel the palms down. Step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale to come forward. This time it might be cobra or sliding the palms back a little bit, lifting the heart and then lifting the thighs into up dog from the ground up. Still keeping the quads lifted, shoulders peeling back. Exhale from the belly, travel back, rolling over the toes, down dog. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend and widen the knees. Step up, float your feet outside your hands. Malasana. Lengthen the spine. Inhale, circle the arms up. Palms press overhead. Exhale, toes turn forward. Prayer to your heart, arms by your sides. We have another round here. Hands on your hips. Gather your feet into center. Bend your knees, sit back. Right foot stays forward, left leg steps back and wide. Right hand, right thigh. Left arm reaches up. Then right away, right arm reaches up. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out, cactus the arms, ground through the legs. Inhale, lengthen the arms back up. And then exhale, warrior two. Adjust the feet. This time, inhale, lengthen the right leg, turn the right toes in. Catch a prayer overhead. And the breath out, hinge at the hips. Begin to melt down into Prasarita Padottanasana. Wide straddle fold there. Let the head hang, back of the neck long. Allow the backs of the legs to open as you shift the weight ever so slightly forward into the balls of the feet. And then lift and lengthen the spine, tense your fingertips under your shoulders. You're going to begin to walk your hands towards your right foot. Turn your right toes out all the way and your left toes in a little bit of the way. You're going to keep the right leg long. Bring the right hand on the right shin. Left hand on left hip to start. Begin to lengthen out the right arm. Lengthen through the right side ribs. Begin to lean back into the left shoulder. Begin to shift your gaze up towards the ceiling, hugging that right hip underneath you, and then maybe your left arm reaches up. So it's triangle pose from the ground up. See if you can open the right shoulder, energize the inner thighs, and get longer through the side body. If you feel shaky or wobbly or unsteady, shift your gaze down towards the earth. It will steady you out. And then put a little bend in your right knee. Inhale through warrior two into peaceful warrior. So you can let your left hand reach down towards your left thigh, right arm reaches up. And then cartwheel the palms down from there. Step it back, down dog. You can run it through a vinyasa or stay in down dog. Whatever you choose. However you'd like to flow through it, allowing your vinyasas to really just bring you deeper into peace and harmony in your body. Back in down dog, ground down. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend and widen the knees. Step, hop, float your feet outside. Muladhara here. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, prayer to your heart, toes forward, arms by your sides. Hands on your hips, feet come into neutral, bend the knees, sit back. Right leg steps back this time. Warrior one, left hand, left thigh, right arm reaches up, catch Pran Mudra, left arm reaches up. Breathing in right here as you breathe out, cactus the arms, open the chest, inhale. Lengthen the arms, exhale, warrior two. This time on the breath in, lengthen the left leg, turn the left toes in, get your prayer overhead, and then exhale, hinge at the hips, and pour yourself down. Take a moment there. Totally, if you need to tense your fingertips right away and be in more of a flat back position, do that. Otherwise, checking in, going a little bit deeper. Breathing into any places that feel sticky or stuck in the backs of the legs or anywhere else, really. And then tense your fingertips, lift and lengthen the spine. You begin to walk your fingertips towards your left foot. Turn your left toes all the way out, right toes about halfway. And then left leg long, left hand on left shin. Sweep your right arm up. Or hand on your hip to start, pardon me. And go slow, hugging that left hip underneath you. Rolling the shoulders back, lengthening the tail down towards your right heel. And then once you feel good and safe, your right arm can reach up. One long line of energy across the arms, sturdy foundation with the legs. You might look down if that's better. And then put a bend in your left knee. Inhale through warrior two into peaceful warrior. Right palm to right thigh, left arm up. And then exhale, cartwheel the palms down. Step it back, down dog. You can rinse it out or stay in down dog. Okay, from downward facing dog here, big toes touch. Inhale, lift the heels, exhale, bend and widen the knees. One last time, floating, stepping, hopping into Muladhara. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, pray to your heart. Toes forward, arms by your sides, mountain pose. You're gonna play with a little balancing from here. So hands on your hips, feet hips width. And then you'll flood the right foot with weight. So imagining even roots growing down from the sole of the right foot into the earth, right to the center of the earth. And then begin to slide the sole of the left foot up your right inner thigh. So you can use your hands to help you totally. And then finding a place that feels good for you today. So anywhere along that right leg, just not on the inner knee. It's just not good for the knees. And it might be closer towards your ankle. Bring your hands on your hips to start, even out. And then you might sweep your arms up. You might catch Pran Mudra even. Lengthening the tail down the standing leg. Lifting the gaze without lifting the chin so much. And then stay with me. You're going to circle your arms, if they're up, back to your hips. Gather the left thigh in, so you're neutralizing the hips. Catch Pran Mudra with the left hand. Just one last stretch here, wrapping around the big toe. And then maybe right arm by right ear, catching Pran Mudra. Firm up through the right side, and then you can play with reaching the left heel forward, stretching the left leg, as long as you can for Utthita Hasta Panagustasana A, right? So this is same thing we did lying down, but with the extra element of balance. See if you can draw the left shoulder and the left hip back a little bit, evening out. And then rebend the left knee. See if you can gently place the left foot down and shake it out. My right calf is burning. I don't know about you. Okay, we're gonna switch it out, hands on hips. Left foot's the standing foot this time, so firm up that left leg. And then begin to lift your gaze a little bit as you slide the right foot up the left inner thigh. So it might be a different story on this side. See if you can just notice it, right? And be with it. And you might circle the arms up, catching Pran Mudra. Feel those roots growing down, right, all the way from the base of the tailbone down the left leg, out through the sole of the foot, connecting to the core of the earth. And then right here, circling the hands back down to the hips, gather the right thigh in, flex the right foot. Pran Mudra with the right hand wraps around your right big toe. Left arm can reach up right away or stay on your hip. Catch Pran Mudra there. Firm up the left side, so press that left thigh back. Lift the ribs up out of the waist there. And then you can play with reaching the right heel forward. And then gather the right shoulder and the right hip back a little bit. Breathe deep. And then rebend the right knee. And gently drop it back down, shake it off. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale here, widen the feet, toes turn out, and you're gonna drop back down into Malasana squat. From here, fingertips to the ground, turn the toes forward. Drop your seat down. You might need to bring your fingertips back behind you to do that. And then drop yourself back a little bit more on your mat so you have extra space. You're gonna bring your right leg long and your left heel hugged in towards your left sit bone. From here, we'll go for Marichyasana. So arms by your ears here as you breathe in. And then breathe out, begin to lean forward inside your left leg. So left arm is inside left leg, and then turn both of your thumbs down so you're internally rotating both arms as you wrap around yourself. So if the internal rotation and the wrap around is not working out for you today, you can catch a prayer right at your forehead there. You want to keep both of your sit bones pretty evenly planted here. Soften the face. Right leg stays active. Here slowly roll up. We're gonna go for something a little fun here. So we're gonna use Mula Bandha. So slide your left heel forward a little bit, tense your fingertips, and then see if you can lean forward, press into the finger pads, engage Mula Bandha, and lift your right leg up. Okay, so you can either stay here, right, lifting the pelvic floor, working it, or maybe you're like feeling good enough to yogi toe lock your right big toe with your right hand. Maybe you can free the left palm to the outside of the right foot and then the right hand to the inside of the right foot for a little squat variation. Keep lifting the pelvic floor. I know it's a lot. And then drop it down. Whew, and just let it go. Lengthen your left leg long, right knee hugs in. Marichyasana. Inhale, arms by the ears. Exhale, lean out, right arm inside right leg. So you might need to widen the right foot out a little bit so that the ankle is still aligned with the knee. Turn your thumbs down and then either wrap around or catch a prayer at your forehead. A little bow of your head. And then gently lift up. So you're going to slide the right foot forward a tad, just a little bit. Fingertips tent alongside your hips, and then see if you can lean forward, press into the finger pads, and lift through Mula Bandha. And then find your place. Fingertips might come forward a little bit. Activate that left quad, and then maybe wrapping peace fingers around the left big toe. Keep lifting, lifting, lifting the pelvic floor, lifting through the spine. Maybe right hand outside the left foot. Left hand inside the inner arch. Keep pressing the foot into the hands into the foot. Keep lifting. And then lower it down. Whew. Both legs long. Might need to drag your seat back a little bit. We're playing with Paschimottanasana, so inhale, arms by the ears. Bend the knees as much as you need. And then begin to fold and crease at the hips. Invite you, since we played with it so much, yogi toe lock here, the big toes. You can gently pull on the big toes to lengthen the spine even more, reaching the heart forward out of the hips. And then allowing yourself to settle down when the time feels right. And then let go of any grip you have going on. Folding into the sacredness of your physical body. Acknowledging the sacredness of the universal body, the earth. Taking a deep breath in. And then opening the mouth, pour it out. Slowly begin to roll up through the spine. Keep your head heavy and humble. And then from here you can cross at the ankles, take a meditative seat here for a moment, bringing your left fingertips to tent into the ground outside your left hip, and your thumb and ring finger, so ring finger tucks underneath your thumb of your right hand, right palm face up on right knee, and then close your eyes for a moment. So the left fingertips are very clearly plugging and rooting into the ground, and then with our right hand we're making the gesture of activating the earth element. Each of our fingers represents an element. The ring finger is earth. And we'll end with singing the seed sound of the Muladhara chakra, which is Lam, Lam, Lam. So we'll sing it 3 times. And taking a deep breath in. Lam. 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 Namaste, yogis. If you enjoyed this class, feel free to like it on the YouTube page. There will be more of these all the way up to crown chakra, 7th chakra, so keep tuning in. Love you all. Peace, peace.